First of all, why do you believe the white man's history so much? I went to boarding school in Cameroon, and I learned that one of the tactics that they used to get Africans in the slaves in the ships, they stole them literally. They
You have the women of Dahomey. They were doing, I think it was 75% of slaves that came through the transatlantic slave trade came straight through there.
What are your sources? Where is this?
Google.
Zora Neale Hurston. Zora Neale Hurston is one of the greatest.
I have never heard that in my life.
Okay.
We have same experience. They were our brothers that were kidnapped. We did not sell our brothers. We never sold them to anybody. We were kidnapped, and they were lied to. Their descendants were lied to that they were sold. No, there was no money there. We did not exchange them for anything. So they were kidnapped, brought to America.
Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't.
Number two, none of us were there during the days of slavery. So whatever story they had taught us, we don't sold it, that your brother sold you. I wasn't there, you weren't there, so we don't even know what truth is. And even if it's the truth, how many years ago have it been? Some of you have forgiven the white man, but you refuse to forgive your so-called brothers who sold you to the white man. I don't believe that story because I wasn't there. No.
That show me subscribe.
Make no mistake, we're the only black people in y'all that only eat rat, eat cat people. You ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks, y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Bitch. We built the foundation, our innovations were groundbreaking. You ain't wanna get down now, you're around, hating, faking. With the linear in and out, the ground shaking. Someone say, FBI, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say. Someone say, FBI, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say. Mistake, we're the only black people and y'all the only eat rat, eat cat people. You ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks, y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Breaks, pause, We built the foundation, our innovations were groundbreaking. Y'all ain't wanna get down, now you around, hating, faking, with the linear eating, now the ground shaking. Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say. Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say.
We back. I felt it was necessary to debunk that BS Black City plan that people keep bringing up when I'm talking. So now I can refer them to a video that totally debunks that Pan-African scam, Black City plan sham. All right, so here's that study I was talking about earlier. This is pretty interesting. I didn't watch the whole thing, so we'll see where it goes together. Peace, Jesse Parrish, aka Che Nkrumah, Claude Zandam. We got Maxwell Jenkins, Laura Mall, Renaissance Woman, Miss D, women's sports. All right. Yeah, they stay lying, man. All right, so now check this out, family. It's gonna be a little interesting, at least to start. I don't know where it goes, but at least the beginning is interesting.
Americans, 2 Caribbean, and then 2 Africans. Somebody who identifies as African American, meaning you trace, or you could be Caribbean, but you have to trace your ancestry to slavery. And I need an African. So African American and African. Now, what I need maybe like 6 black people. I need 2 African Americans, 2 Caribbean, and then 2 Africans. And you are from Nigeria. Where are you from, bro? Pine Grove, PA. Dude. And you are?
Erie, PA.
Okay, so you stand next to him. So we're going to have a contest. The 2 of you against the white guy.
Oh, okay.
All right? And you have to pick out where people are from. Are they African, Caribbean, or African American, meaning North American? Caribbean? You guys say Caribbean? All right, her? She's not African. Okay, this guy? Wait, hang on, make sure you can get her. Wait, stand off to the side just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, what are you looking for? So you're an African, you're somebody. You're African in Ancestry.
Yes.
What are you looking for to see if someone's African or American, let's say?
I don't want to say African. I want to say like from the Caribbean, probably Jamaica somewhere.
Caribbean. And her?
She says she's from South Africa.
What's that?
She says she's from South Africa.
Oh, she's got to be from South Africa.
Either African American or Caribbean.
African American or Caribbean?
Yeah. African American.
African American? And her?
She said the Haitian.
You're going Haitian, Caribbean?
She
All right.
said she didn't say that.
I'm just gonna go.
The Zesty guy, it looks like he got kicked off the stage. She said she was Haitian. She said that she was South African, you know. Peace DSA1. She said this. I think they kicked him off the stage, if I'm not mistaken.
African American.
African American? And her?
She said the Haitian.
You're going Haitian, Caribbean?
She
All right.
said she didn't say that.
I'm just gonna go rapid fire. I'm gonna guess you're African.
They got the Zesty guy off there. They got a white guy from there. They got the white guy there. I think the Zesty guy is going. He should be going. She said she was
African American. I think you're African as well.
Wait, why do you think he's African?
I'm
So
going to
you're
say
saying this
African
guy.
because I think that from Africa, typically darker skin than African American is normally is a trait.
Okay, so you would say, so you identify as really dark skin. Yes, where's she from?
I'm also going to say from Africa.
Africa? All right, her?
I'm going to say from Africa because of South Africa.
Where's she from?
I'm going to guess African American.
African American?
African American.
Where they're from, black is
Caribbean.
Janelle from Ghana. We born.
Hold on. So you see how the white American can easily. Oh no! If the cop pulls us over, they won't be determined. They can't determine who's who. This white American. They looked at everybody and said, "Yo, African, Jamaican, Foundation Black American, Foundation Black American, African, Caribbean, just like that." What happened to the whole? They can't tell who's who.
Born in Ghana?
No.
Yep, born in the U.S.
Yes.
Both your parents are from Ghana.
Yes.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Priye. I'm from Nigeria. I was born there.
You said African American, by the way.
I'm from Trinidad. My dad is from Jamaica and Barbados. I was born here, though. My name is Kenny.
My name is Rashida. I'm from Nigeria. I was born there. And both of my parents are Nigerian. Like, my entire bloodline is Nigerian for the most part.
Yeah. All right.
I'm Catherine. Both my parents are from South Africa, but I was born in England.
Born in where?
In England.
In England? How'd you get to Penn State?
Because my mom was relocated from England to Pennsylvania.
I'm Kelsey. I'm African American and West Indian.
I'm Ariella. I'm Dominican and Haitian, so I'm from the Caribbean.
So who's Dominican and who's
My
Haitian?
mom's Dominican and my dad's Haitian, and my mom was born in Brooklyn, but then they sent her to DR, and my dad was born in Haiti, and then he came to the States.
So do you speak Creole or Spanish?
Somali against Pan-Africanism, so it's easy to tell. Yeah. Shadow 1SD said, damn, that's wild. Iron Mark 2 Gordon said, yep. Jama 757 got the laughing emoji. Peace to the family. I tell you, this is gonna be an interesting video to start. I don't know how it's I don't know how it's gonna end, but I do know so far it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I have to in my household. Yeah.
Both?
Yeah.
I'm Madison. Both of my parents are African American.
Both your parents are African American?
Yeah.
And where are they from? Like what part of the U.S.?
New Jersey and New York.
Yeah. Hey, so when you, let me just kick something out here, right? When you are, so this idea that people in the U.S. see people who are black, right? And just automatically, a lot of people, if they're not focused on race, if they're not focused on thinking about the issues, we see people and we just put them all together. Like, yo, you're black or you're African American or you're whatever, right? People, how do you identify?
As an African American.
As African American?
I'm African.
Now, this is the woman from Ghana, and I was trying to explain this to the Pan-Africanist last night. I was on the phone with, that I'm gonna try to hop on a panel to go live. I think he's gonna be a little shook, though. I think he'll be a little shook. I think he realized I know more about Pan-Africanism than him. But you see, the woman from Ghana, she's saying she's African American, and look at her logic. Look at her logic.
Right, people. How do you identify?
As an African American.
As African American?
I'm African, but I'm also an American.
So you identify as, do you identify as Ghanaian American ever?
Ghanaian.
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 Yeah.
All right, well, thank you. Now I know how to pronounce it correctly. Ghanaian. Thank you. Ghanaian American. So he was like, but she didn't answer the question. He was like, yo, do you consider yourself Ghanaian American? And that's what I was trying to explain to the fellow from last night. I was on the phone with the Pan-Africanist. I was like, yo, why would they be African American? Wouldn't they just be Ghanaian American, no different than an Italian American and a Mexican American and a Nigerian American and Jamaican American? And wouldn't that make more sense? He was like he had a rebuttal for that. Haitian American, Trinidadian American, Peruvian American. Why would they be all of a sudden just Black American, or African American, which is goofy? He was quiet.
Ghanaian.
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 Yeah.
You don't identify as Ghanaian American? African?
Oh, I guess I could say that. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense than what I said.
Mm-hmm. No, but how do you?
Yeah, the white man had to tell her how to properly identify herself in America. Well, yeah, I guess you could say that. I never thought about that. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, stop cosplaying, stop hijacking, stop tethering and anchoring on. Accept your own and be yourself. Accept your own and be yourself.
African.
Oh, I guess I could say that. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense than what I said.
Mm-hmm. No, but how do you identify?
I just say like I'm African American, like I'm actually African and I was born in America.
Look, you see that? Yeah, Ghanaian American, what she knew was better fit. But again, they want to just claim our shit, man. That's why, if you listen now, brother, I sent you the link earlier. You probably subscribed. But that's why we put the foundation on there. He was so upset of that foundational. So it's confirmed. Like, we knew that. But for me to hear a Pan-Africanist tell me straight up, that foundational part, man, I don't like that. That lets us know that is the bread and butter. Peace to no disclaimers. Peace to Breeze Omega. Ganja. That said, she can't say she's African American. That's always been applied to us. Right. She's cosplaying, and now she's back to I'm African American. Yeah, you just want to fit. Like, just say you want to fit in. Just say you don't want to be yourself. You want to fit in.
I would also identify as an African American. I mean, I am from Africa, but I guess I'm a citizen of America. So
Do your parents are from Nigeria?
yes.
But do
Okay, now this is another African. This is another African saying that she's African American. She's Nigerian, right? She's from the continent, but she's supposed to be calling herself Nigerian American. And yeah, you can't make this up. That this is sad. This is why they hate when we ask them, "Hey, where you from?" "Oh, I'm from New York." "No, where you from?" "Damn it, Nigeria." Like, yeah, you're not us. God damn. And that's why we got to get rid of the term African as an identifier and make black exclusive as an identifier. All right? Because it don't work. Black can't work being exclusive inclusively. It doesn't work. And calling yourself African just causes confusion because you're African in one breath, and then you're Nigerian, and then you're Igbo. It's like, so which one are you, man? See, we don't do that. We are whatever we said we are. It was said we black, we're that. That's it. Ain't no, well, I'm African, but really I'm Nigerian, but really I'm Igbo. That doesn't happen in our culture. Trying to debate a Pan-Africanist like trying to debate if water is wet. Yeah. He was really he was better than most, but you could tell like he started to doubt. Like on a phone call, he started to doubt whether he'll have this conversation with me on a panel. Like I could tell that I was making him doubt like Pan-Africanism as like something. Now he gonna be a Pan-Africanist, but I could tell I made him doubt that it was like the strong superior doctrine, or like the theory or thought was like strong. I could tell. Look, if you don't come on tonight or tomorrow, then we know what that was about.
They identify as Nigerian?
Yes.
Like strongly?
Yes.
So like not African American? Do they ever say we're African American, or it's like now we're Nigerian?
Yeah, they say they're Nigerian.
Yeah, got you.
Okay,
Like,
so he asked about her parents. Now she's sitting here calling herself African American. He's like, but what do your parents call themselves? They're Nigerian. He said, do they ever say they're African American? No. So one time, I'm gonna rewind that without any talking.
But also it is African American, like what I said.
No, but how do you identify?
I just say like I'm African American, like I'm actually African and I was born in America.
That's the first woman.
I
Here's
would
the second
also
one.
identify as an African American. I mean, I am from Africa, but I guess I'm a citizen of America. So
Do your parents are from Nigeria?
yes,
But do they identify as Nigerian?
yes,
Like strongly?
yes.
So like not African American? Do they ever say we're African American, or it's like now we're Nigerian?
Yeah, they say they're Nigerian.
Yeah, got you. It's like this is the thing. Like you start learning the politics of these things, but you would say, you say African American.
Yeah.
What's that mean for you?
It just means that, like me, like I know like a lot of people, like African Americans in general, like black people say they're African American.
Yeah, you see what she just did? You see that? So now I know that now. She said she said she's African American, and she would call us African Americans, right? So we're all African American together. But look how she even showed a distinction. Listen to her. She showed a distinction. She said, "I know the other African Americans, I guess the true ones." Then she said, "Oh, she knew that's confusing because, well, you're Nigerian." So she said, "Yeah, so the blacks, I guess we're called the black African Americans, and they're called the Nigerian African Americans, and somebody's the Jamaican African Americans." It's just a ball of confusion. Listen to this
It
fool.
just means that.
In American.
Yeah.
What's that mean for you?
It just means that, like me, like I know like a lot of people, like African Americans in general, like black people say they're African American, and like that always confuses me. Sometimes it's like, well, are you really African American, or are you just like black? Like, of course, there's this like long line of ancestry where people who are born in America and are black are, I guess, because of slavery and that long line of ancestry, are considered African American. But I feel like for me, it should be more like a direct or more recent link.
Yeah.
So therefore, black people in America aren't technically really African American.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird.
It's weird, right?
She said it's weird. Yeah. Yeah, she said, I'm confused. I gotta rewind that one more time, family. She said, I'm confused. That's what happens when you cosplay. You get confused.
Of that black, like, of course, it's just like
and family. This is what I do. Exactly what confused her is what I ask these tethers, right? Hey, are you black? Yeah. And then I ask a follow-up question, then another one, and then they get confused and they start to doubt it. And then, are you African American? Yeah. Then we start to ask follow-up questions, and then it gets confusing to them. Just like when we ask them, hey, can you trace your lineage? When they try to confuse us, we say, okay, can you trace your lineage? Well, that's hard. It's almost impossible. They're confused on that one too. Like, no, it's very easy. Like, all we got to do is a 23andMe, and most of us can, just off 23andMe alone, most of FBAs can trace their lineage back to slavery. But I love, I got to clip this. I got to clip where she said she's confused. Hold on. I got to save this.
you really African American, or are you just like black? Like, of course, African Americans in general, like black people say they're like, I know like a lot of people like African. It just means that like me, like I know like a lot of people.
Yeah, she is totally confused.
Like I know like a lot of people like African American
experience than you do.
Like I know like a lot of people like African Americans in general, like black people say they're African American, and like that always confuses me. Sometimes it's like, well, are you really African American, or are you just like black? Like, of course, there's this like long line of ancestry where people who are born in America and are black are, I guess, because of slavery and that long line of ancestry, are considered African American. But I feel like for me, it should be more like a direct or more recent link.
Yeah.
So therefore, black people in America aren't technically really African American.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird.
It's weird, right? Because you have, Madison, right? Yeah. So Madison.
Wait, I got to add the confused part in there. I can't go without that.
Politics of these things, but you would say, you say African American.
Yeah.
What's that mean for you?
It just means that, like me, like I know like a.
Because you have. It's politics of weird, right? Because you politics of these things, but you would say, you say.
You really African American, or are you just
I
like
clipped it.
black? Like,
My
of
fault.
course, there's this like long line of ancestry where people who are born in America and are black are, I guess, because of slavery and that long line of ancestry, are considered African American. But I feel like for me, it should be more like a direct or more recent link.
Yeah.
So therefore, black people in America aren't technically really African American. Like, it's really weird.
It's weird, right? Because you have, Madison,
Yeah,
right?
speak for yourself.
So Madison, she's Nigerian American, African American, but you're African American, but you don't have the Nigerian side. Madison has a totally different experience than you do. As you as Nigerian American. And do your parents identify as Nigerian?
All of us are dual citizen, but they identify as Nigerian.
They say Nigerian.
Yeah.
Do they ever say African American?
No.
It's Nigerian. Do they ever say Nigerian American, or is it just that Nigerian?
It's Nigerian.
Yeah. So this is the thing, right? Like you understand. Like once you walk into this world, if you want to walk in, this is really complicated.
Wait, hold on. I gotta get back to. Okay, I got it.
You're trying to hey, I want to be cool. I want to be multicultural. I want to really try to understand these things. And then I meet your parents and I say, oh, hey, so you're African American. And they're like, no, man, we're Nigerian. Oh, you Nigerian American? No, we're Nigerian. Whereas then I go to your parents, right, or whatever, and then I think, oh, hang on, I can't call them African American. Like, I don't know what to call people. And then it just gets really, really confusing. And the point here is all of these confusions.
No, it doesn't get confusing. But let me just make sure I got the clip where she says she's confused. That part, I need that part.
Of these things, but you would say, you say African American.
Yeah.
What's that mean for you?
It just means that, like me, like I know like a lot of people, like African Americans in general, like black people say they're African American, and like that always confuses me.
Okay, I got it.
And you, by the way, are Haitian and Dominican. Do you go by, what do you say? How do you refer to yourself?
Well, I was born in America.
Yeah.
And
do you identify as African American?
no, well, I lie. I'm lying. Okay, systematically, yes, because that was the only box I had, like black.
Okay, so now I told the Pan-Africans last night, I said, bro, they only call themselves African American because of the box they check. And he tried to argue with me. So now we got them saying it themselves. You know I gotta clip this. You know.
Black, but like as I got older, like black. Yes, because that was the only lie. I'm lying.
African American? You identify as African American?
No. Well, that was a different.
You identify as African American?
No. Well, I lie. I'm lying. Okay, systematically, yes, because that was the only box I had, like black. But like as I got older, I was like, but I'm not African American. So
you're also half Hispanic.
Yeah.
So
hold on. You tighten in too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You identify as African American?
No. Well, I lie. I'm lying. Okay, black.
I got it.
But like as I got older, I was like, but I'm not African American. So
you're also half Hispanic.
Yeah.
So
hey family, let's get the likes up if y'all don't mind. I'm sharing some interesting videos here. This ain't your normal diaspora wars right here. And so let's get the likes up there. Like we're like less than half. You know, let's get the likes up. This is very interesting. Y'all gotta admit, so far at least. So let the likes reflect the video. You're interested in the video.
that means, so Hispanic meaning because the Dominican Republic derives its ancestry, like it's the language from Spain, right? Because Spain conquered France conquered Haiti. And so therefore you're black, you're Hispanic, you're Dominican, you're African American.
We say Afro-Caribbean.
Afro-Caribbean,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and yet you're American and black. So people would call you African American, and you probably, would you say, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, kind of. I've gotten into arguments saying I can't be Hispanic because I'm black. And so that was a different conversation.
That's racist.
So Sam's Hispanic.
Oh, are they delineating? I wonder who told you that. All right. Read some comments in here. Oh. Read some comments real quick. JJ Mars, peace. Delineation is paramount. Naima Buckner said, I liked it. Thank you very much. She liked the video. Appreciate you very much. And Golden Brown said there's a box called Other. Yeah, that's the other. You can do the other thing. Facts. I'm gonna give Golden Brown his wrench back as long as he's stop acting a fool in here.
So people say like, oh, that's what we expect Hispanics to be, but you're half Hispanic. This is like Obama being half white, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can't see Obama as anything but black, even though he's half white. And people can't see you as anything but black. And you, African American?
Well, both of my parents are biracial, but I don't claim that side.
But what?
Both of my parents are biracial, but I don't claim that side.
Both your parents are biracial?
Yeah.
What's their background?
My mother is black and white. My dad is West Indian and black.
West Indian and black? Your mom's black and white?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you sound really confused there. I don't know what the hell you are at this point.
Is she light-skinned or?
Yeah, she's lighter than me.
Yes, she's lighter than you are?
Yeah, pretty yellow.
Is your dad dark-skinned?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. Dude, so you identify as African American?
Yeah.
Black, African American, doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
I'm going to pass you by really fast. Bro, so you are Caribbean?
Yeah.
You walk down the line and...
Yeah, the South African chick, I don't know why she's up there. Like, I think at this point, she should have asked, can I sit down? Like, I don't fit this at all.
I said, which one of these people is African? I would bet half the class would have picked him. If I said one person in this lineup is African, I would bet half of you in this class would have picked him because he has the darkest skin, the most darkly pigmented skin. And like with nothing else to go on. So like this is the nature of it. That's why we're having the conversations, right? And you're Caribbean?
Mm-hmm.
From where?
Trinidad.
Trinidad? Both your parents?
My dad is from Jamaica and Barbados, and my mom is from Trinidad.
Mm-hmm. And from Barbados and Trinidad, yeah. And wait, you're African again, right? Mm-hmm. When you look at him, do you see anything? Wait, were you born in Africa? Where at?
Nigeria.
Nigeria. If you run into him on the street, would you?
Keep the likes up, family. We had 88 people live. Let's get about at least 80 likes. Yeah.
You say like, oh yeah, he could be Nigerian, or is there something about him? No. Really? Dude, what about him is not Nigerian?
I honestly don't know, but for the most part, I would say I'm good at pointing out where people are, if people are Nigerian or not. And I don't know. Kenny, I don't know. I just know, I actually thought he was African American.
So your ancestors, go back, trace their ancestry to slavery, right? And so you could be here, it could be here, but you're from a unique group with unique features that are different from her features and her features, so it doesn't really matter.
Interesting video. It was short, but I like the fact that it was able to expose a lot. The fact that some people can tell who's from Africa and who's not, or the Caribbean, and also how confusing Africans and the Caribbean are when they try to call themselves African American or Black, and not just Jamaican American or Nigerian American, at least West Indian American or Caribbean American, something like that. But if they wanted to call themselves even African American, it's fine with me, just as long as they don't put that word Black in there, all right? Matter of fact, speaking of proud Americans, let's look at a few.
You have said that you resent the idea of being called an African American, that
Yes.
you are a Black American.
Yes.
Explain.
I think that when they call Black people who were born and raised for generations in this country, if you accept the handle of African American, that says that you don't accept being an American American. You don't accept being born in Chicago or New York or Detroit or wherever you were born. For generations your family has been here, built this country too. Sweat and tears and all that, fought in every war, okay? So this is my country here. So I don't want to be called African American. I'm an American American. My people have died and done everything for this country.
I'm always going to be known as a Black American. I can't call myself an African American, because when they want to separate us, then they say we are African American. But remember this: when I'm competing in the Olympics, I didn't compete on an African American Olympic team. I competed on an American Olympic team. So don't separate me when you want to separate me.
I am not an African American, I'm an American. I am a Black American, I am definitely Black, and yes, my ancestors come from Africa. How long does a bloodline have to live in one land before they are considered a pure species of that land? Meaning, how long did my people have to be in America to say, hey, no, we're American, compared to some people who are English American, who are Irish American, who are German American from their ancestors, but they get to call themselves American. There's nothing wrong with being African American, but a true African American is someone that is from Africa and moved here either first generation or second generation, and has a tie to that country that I do not have. One of the first census in Virginia that allowed for Black people to have a name was somebody from my family. So that means that
Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't. We're not from the motherland. We're from America. So I'd rather say I'm a Black American. So I consider myself a Black American. I don't consider myself African American, and shout that. Because Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't.
I don't mind the term African American. I don't want to be called African American.
Why is that?
I'm not African.
Very strong.
Yeah, I love Cameron's. He be like, yo, they don't mess with us. Oh my God, that's so funny. So true, but funny. All right, family, let's keep lights up. You dig? Yeah, the night crew. When I go live at nighttime, I don't gotta say one thing about likes. I just check now, and that thing is always mirroring the live viewers. All right, hold on. Let me get to the next video. All right, so I just happened to watch this today, a little like the first 5 minutes. So they was kind of struggling what the diaspora award even is. This is interesting.
I want to talk about that, Mike.
Anybody here for the first time, you don't have a wrench and your FBA, you might want to make that known. You might want to say, hey, I'm FBA, where's my wrench? And if you're a supporter, you might want to ask for a wrench as well. All right. And everybody should be liking the video and not subscribe, and definitely hit that notification bell. I'm gonna try to have this Pan-Africanism on later. It's up to him. And we're gonna talk about Pan-Africanism and is it necessary going forward? Like is it a nothing burger?
You open the floor about that subject.
Yes, diaspora. What's going on? First and foremost, I'm Mikey Fever of NYP Talk Show. Basically, the African diaspora, and we also had to include, the people of the admixtures, including the indigenous people that were also colonized as well, that led to the Latino community. So the diaspora what's taking place is people from the continent of Africa are having conflict with the Africans that I consider African American, so-called Black people here in North America, and vice versa, including people in the Caribbean. There's a conflict amongst them where some may feel like one group is not given the respect or acknowledgement of one having a culture.
Why you say one group? Just be real. Just say one group of disrespectful, starting unnecessary bullshit out of jealousy. Like, why it always gotta be kid gloves? Like when we're offended directly and blatantly, it's always handled with kid gloves. But if we call somebody an African booty scratcher, oh my God, they're gonna make a goddamn banner. Yo, they're gonna make that, headline, first page.
Basically, who's more cultured, who's more civilized to a certain extent, how do people choose to identify? Whether they want to be identified as Black or go by their nationality, ethnicity. So that's what the diaspora wars is going on online about.
No, the hell it ain't. It definitely not that. You struggling, my boy. It definitely ain't that.
People will feel a certain way about the Africans that are here, so-called Black people in America, behaving a certain way. Like they don't have, again, as I said, no culture. They have no respect. They're rude. Some may not be as educated and vice versa. And the ones here viewing the people in Africa as not wanting to be Black, they want to identify by nationality.
Dude, what the hell is he talking about?
And the people in the Caribbean. So that's what's creating this whole conflict right now. Where one group's calling one racist or accusing them of being xenophobic and prejudiced.
Yeah, man, that's the furthest from anything, bro.
My thing is, it comes from a lack of knowledge.
Yeah, they always say that it comes from a lack of knowledge. What comes from a lack of knowledge? Yeah, the lack of knowledge is trying to say we don't have culture. That is stupidity. That's the lack of knowledge. What are we saying? what are we saying about Africans? 54 countries. What are we saying about the Caribbean and those 3,000 islands? What are we saying that's lack of knowledge? They never point that out.
Understanding and
Oh, oh boy, the Pan-Africanists last night was trying to justify Africans saying the movies made them hate us. The movies. Man, I said, bro, don't say that when you pull up on this panel with FBAs and that and listening, bro. I said, they're gonna cook you. And he used that cop analogy. If a cop pulls over, I'll stop him. I said, bro, stop it. Come on, man. Is that like a Tethers script where everybody just used the cop shit? Like, dude, don't say that, man. You're gonna trigger a lot of FBAs. That cop analogy.
You understand what I'm saying? We all know when it comes to speaking legalese in terms of using black, those are colonial constructs that were created to basically strip you of your sovereignty of self and culture. Because that's what I'm hearing from both sides. It's a difference of culture, ideology, and
Yeah, Black Dr. Phil. I heard they trying to move into the South. Good. Let them go there and experience what racism's about. They're gonna get on a whole nother level. It's gonna be hilarious.
understanding on how the world operates, X, Y, Z. So that's what it is right now.
All right, can I want to talk about I might, this is going to be controversial, right?
Now go ahead. We need understanding.
Some people may not agree with me.
Go ahead.
However, I got to say this. I am considered African American. Do I have Caribbean roots? Yes. My mom, on my mom's side, her mom is from the Caribbean. Even on my dad's side, they have Jamaican somewhere in their bloodline somewhere. However, for the most part, we're African American. I'm proud to be African American. I'm from Harlem, and being from Harlem, you learn so much about Black history, Black pride. It's embedded in us. Even the what you want to call criminals, right? So to speak, for lack of a better term, right? They even have that embedded in them, and from being from Harlem. So I'm proud to be African American, and I think that if it wasn't for the African American culture, if it wasn't for African Americans in general, a lot of Africans all over the planet wouldn't have the self-knowledge they have right now, right? We've been trailblazers in that arena when it comes to Black studies. We've been pioneers, you know, when we talk about Black books and just Black education, self-education, self-knowledge. We could run down a long list of names, and I can guarantee you a good majority of those names in that list would be of African American descent.
However, I agree, but also must add that majority of those that we speak of also had Caribbean roots as well. We got. That's why I say, like, it doesn't make sense on why we having these debates and these differences, because we all were victims of the transatlantic. You understand? I don't care if you want to identify by your nationality, if you want to be called indigenous person, whatsoever. We all were colonized at one point. We share the same pain. It's just that now we're so divided based on personal experiences or rhetoric and indoctrination that you were taught.
Hold on, I agree with that. However, we got to keep it real.
Of course,
we got to keep it real. This is where I agree with Tariq Nassim when it comes to certain things. When it comes to FBA, quote unquote, right? Because he's the one that created that terminology. If I'm wrong, let me know if I'm right or wrong about that.
I believe he did.
He did create it, FBA.
Yeah. So when it comes to quote unquote FBA, we cannot. We have to give the respect where it's due. We got now. Now, of course, a lot of the brothers on that list had Caribbean roots, and I'm not refuting that, and I'm not saying anything against that because Marcus Garvey was Jamaican, right?
Of course.
And I'm not refuting that.
Wait, hold on. One of my Latino friends popped up in the spot, so I had to holler at him a little bit. But what the hell are you talking about, Marcus Garvey? You know I got to hear this.
I believe he did.
He did create,
right? Because he's the one that created
indoctrination that you this person whatsoever. We all were.
What are you talking about? I missed
these
this.
debates and these different. Majority of those that we speak of also had Caribbean roots as well. We got, that's why I say like it doesn't make sense on why we having these debates and these differences, because it's all we all were victims of the transatlantic. You understand? I don't care if you want to identify by your nationality, if you want to be called indigenous person, whatsoever. We all were colonized at one point. We share the same pain.
Nah, I don't know I know he ain't talking about us. We were never colonized. So I know he ain't talking about us. Yeah, we were the only people that can be called black or whatever they try to lump us into. We were the only people who were never colonized. So I hope he ain't trying to lump us. And like you'll see that a lot. You'll see a lot of Africans say the colonizer. It's like, yo, when you say the colonizer to us, man, you are speaking Swahili, some shit. Like I can't relate at all. And when the people from the island talk about West Indians from the islands talk about the colonizers, like, yo, who the hell is that? I don't know who the colonizer is. We never experienced that. And that's another thing I had to let old boy know, because old boy from the Pan-Africanist I talked to last night, he tried to say an Ivory Coast guy gave him an argument at how they experience worse, let's say slavery than us, or worse opposition from white people than us. So I was like, what? He's like, yeah. I said, bro, we 400 years, they're 60 years, bro. And he was like, yeah, you put it that way. Yeah. I said, bro, come on. We're not going to compare 400 years to 60 years. He was like, oh, yeah. I said, yeah, bro. Don't let them guys act like they went through as much as we did, bro. Stop. And then they were the majority. Okay. They could have easily just stopped everything, fought, and just died. We were always the minority. So never compare us, our struggles to theirs. It's totally different. It's night and day.
It's just that now we're so divided based on personal experiences or rhetoric and indoctrination that you were taught.
Hold on, I agree with that. However, we got to keep it real.
Of course,
we got to keep it real. This is where I agree with Tariq Nasheed when it comes to certain things. When it comes to FBA, quote unquote, right? Because he's the one that created that terminology. If I'm wrong, let me know if I'm right or wrong about that.
I believe he did.
He did create it, FBA.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's that crazy girl Tiffany, yo. Oh my God, I got it. Yo, listen. Wow, I didn't know that was her. She is the biggest. Whatever she says, family, she is. Good job. She is the biggest hater on FBA, bro. Like she's okay. She's a worshiper of Pan-Africanists. She's a worshiper of Africans. She is the biggest hater of FBAs.
When it comes to quote unquote FBA, we have to give the respect where it's due. We got now, of course, a lot of the brothers on that list had Caribbean roots, and I'm not refuting that, and I'm not saying anything against that, because Marcus Garvey was Jamaican, right?
Of course.
And I'm not refuting that.
So?
However, when it comes to African American,
he was a scammer too.
When it comes to when it comes to Black scholarship,
okay.
When it comes to Black revolutionaries, when it comes to just like people like Muhammad Ali, for instance.
This is our crazy ass right here.
Right, there's only
She
there's
had
one
pulled up
Muhammad Ali.
on me.
Right, there's a Muhammad Ali,
Crazy
and he's
as-
from America. That's what I'm saying. Like, we've been the trailblazers and
Crazy
pioneers of this thing we call
Tiffany.
black culture, hip hop. Right, hip
Crazy,
hop.
crazy as what
In
as you
hip
can
hop,
be.
you have the 4 elements. You know, graffiti that comes from Philadelphia. B-boy that comes from New York City. You get what I'm saying?
Take my screen.
This is all predominantly FBA creations, so to speak. So I'm not saying
my
that
screen
we're more
frozen.
superior.
Of course.
Martin Luther King, our people, and freedom fighters here in this land put it down. They risked their lives, and they were killed actually for us to live free here, technically. And that goes for African Americans, Haitians, Caribbeans, everyone.
Exactly.
So I'm just saying, give the credit where it's due. Now, on the other hand, black people now, if you go by the internet, it's a shame, really, the way we carry ourselves.
To add on to that,
all right.
You see, I give because I was born here. My family's from Haiti. I give all respect to the
Oh, he's from Haiti. Hold on, one more time.
You see, I give because I was born here. My family's from Haiti. I give
watch when she talks, bro. Oh my gosh, she's the biggest weirdo.
all respect to the Black American culture and everything, but when as far as hip hop, it was the Black Americans in the inner cities, Puerto Ricans.
I don't even want to go into the diaspora wars. Like we're not a whole family. I don't even.
Oh no, I don't know about that family talk. I only know one family, and that's the lineage. Everybody else is like distant cousins and whatever. I don't know. And to be determined, you feel me?
Get into all of that.
Exactly.
My whole thing is for people who are listening and like to go back and forth with this. I just want to say you gotta give the respect where it's due. That's all.
Exactly.
I'm saying.
Exactly. Nah, I'm with that. 100%. I'm with that because we all, like I said, people don't want to say it because some like to weaponize DNA and all that and everything else, which I found very foolish. We all contributed. America itself is a melting pot. Everyone contributed. Some people feel like,
oh damn, yeah, I ain't gonna listen to that garbage.
One another, believe it or not, the war thing on.
Yeah. I'm not really into the tether battle today, man.
And from people who are not bigger,
going more and more into the future, we're like becoming more of a melting pot.
Yeah.
So I think people from different countries are coming out here and they're, benefiting from the opportunities and such. And I'll say in 20 years, this is going to be like, you're going to see more Haitians, you're going to see more Jamaicans, more people from the Caribbean. So the best thing to do at the moment is really talk about this and bridge the gap between
there's
African
no gaps
people
to bridge
here and all over. This is like a great opportunity for us to bridge the gap between each culture.
Well, you can't bridge the gap. Nobody want to be honest. You can't have honest conversations. Matter of fact, they usually duck honest conversations. I'm in their chats all the time, in their comment section, trying to get them over here to have these conversations before the family, and they usually decline. Okay, that's what I got a phrase. They love to talk about us, but they hate to talk to us. That's how much they avoid this so-called bridging the gap. Like, so let's start with that fantasy.
To do trade.
Yeah, he's definitely delusional. But they become like Pan-Africanists becomes worshipers of Africa and Africans. I go into that whole religion another time.
And treaty with each other and help each other. Like right now, like with all the money that African Americans make, Africans make here, like we could do trade. We could say, all right, I want to go to Nigeria. Like we could take funds to Nigeria and build up places in Nigeria.
Your family, it's gonna always come back to building up Africa. Why we just can't build up our cities and our communities? Why we gotta build up Africa? Why we just can't get shit popping in America amongst the lineage? Why we gotta always solve Africa's problem and their wars? No, you solve your own shit, man. And we're gonna work on ourselves.
You know, build economy there and bring the money back here to America and go back and forth.
Yeah, it'll never be any money to bring back over here, bro. I miss me with that bullshit. Now, here can this weirdo.
Europeans. So, you know what I mean? At one point, but prior to that, they didn't know the concept of race, you know what I'm saying? Or the concept of black as we know today. They was going by tribes. But once all these various tribes that came up out of these places, these regions, once they was combined together and they was sent on the boat, it was no longer you are the Akan, you're a Yoruba, you're an Igbo, you're an Iwe, you're a
Watch her
Pan,
crazy ass
you're a
conclusion.
Fulani, whatever. All of that was pretty much thrown out the window. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now you all are Negroes, you all are black, you know, you all are slaves. So those tribes had to learn how to work together and bind together. So when we have practices, right, and cultural practice, especially here in the South, you will see that there's a lot of African customs here in the South. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this weird woman always trying to link us up to Africa. Okay.
If you go to places like Florida, Louisiana, and Mississippi, definitely, you know what I mean, and South Carolina, there's a lot of African practices because those multiple tribes combined it together and they pass these practices on down. So it does bothers me when I hear all these diaspora wars going on, taking place. It's like, do you not even look at the history? Do you not look at the origins? Do you not realize where this is coming from? Right? And
I'll tell you, it's coming from underappreciation of those goddamn Africans and Caribbean folks that come to America and don't want to pay homage and get flowers while we're living. That's where it's coming from.
And you're right, like Dr. King. Dr. King has made a lot of contribution, but guess what? There's so many hosts of African Americans that made a contribution, especially where I'm at, but they don't get the recognition that they deserve. The main person that would get recognition here from Atlanta when it comes to like civil rights and, you know, major history is Dr. King. And Dr. King have done great things, but there has been a lot of people that done a lot more.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Name some.
Okay. So I can give you name.
Wait. Let me guess. She's gonna mention all Caribbean Africans. She said did more than Dr. King. I'm all ears. You give me one.
You got the Bronner brothers who had started the their whole hair industry.
What? Hair? Wait. What? The Dr. King?
Okay, so I can give you name. You got the Bronner brothers who had started the their whole hair industry.
Wait. So starting a hair industry, but supposedly they did more than Dr. King? Okay. But she said we gotta get educated though, right?
A guy named John Wesley Dobbs. John Wesley Dobbs, right? He was responsible for making sure that there was a street light over in this area called Auburn Avenue. Because at one point in time, Auburn Avenue was considered Sweet Auburn. It was like
she said a dude that's responsible for a street light did more than Dr. King. I'm good. I told you she gonna say some weird shit. The first dude that was in the hair products, a barber, and the second guy made sure the street light was brighter or maybe even put up. He installed the damn thing. And these folks are more, they did more than Dr. King. This is the foolishness that Pan-Africanists talk about.
Wall Street of the new Black Wall Street of Atlanta. That's what it was, because it was a lot of black communities, a lot of black businesses over there, but they didn't have street lights.
Oh my God.
But if you go up the street to Peachtree, they had street light, and that was an all-white community. So What John Wesley Dobbs did was
Yeah,
make
I'm
it
sorry. Yeah.
his business to go to the mayor and say, "Hey, we need lights in our, street lights in our area."
Yeah, this chick
But
can't be
in order
serious.
for
Yeah.
that to happen, he had to get black people to vote.
Oh
Okay.
my God. Now, how you gonna vote without Dr. King? And what year was this, by the way? Let me Google this shit. Let me Google this. She said they were more important than Dr. King. They better not be post civil rights because they are beneficiaries of Dr. King. What they accomplished. Who the hell she said his name was? I gotta fact check this shit. 18.
But they didn't have stress for making sure that there was their whole hair industry. You got a guy named John Wesley Dobbs.
God. Yeah. What you doing here, man? Okay, well, at least he was before the civil rights. Yeah, I bet. Now, you know what's crazy? I bet you that he was part. How the hell is he more important when he was part of the march? Yeah, this is a weird woman. 1882, John Wesley Dobbs rose from humble beginnings to become a powerful voice of Foundation of Black American political empowerment. Okay. In Georgia. He dedicated his life to breaking barriers in voter registration and civil rights. Yo, why the hell would she ignore this? To talk about some goddamn streetlights. Yo, this guy was on par with Dr. King, and she said he did more than Dr. King. This is a fool. Yo, he's known for breaking barriers in voter registration and civil rights, and she mentioned a goddamn street lamp. In 1936, with fewer than 600 black voters registered in Atlanta, Dobbs set a bold goal to register 10,000 voters, believing in the power of the ballot to challenge segregation. So he's a civil rights activist. Okay. How are you comparing civil rights activists to civil rights activists? Yeah, this a nut. I try to warn y'all, this is a nutty woman. Believing in by 1946, over 20,000 black voters were registered, leading to significant changes. In 1948, hired as his first 8 of black police officers. In 1949, in 1949, streetlights illuminated Auburn Avenue, fulfilling Dobbs' vision for the community. That's the last thing on his mind. That's his bucket list, to illuminate the street. Yo, I told you, man, this woman is nuts. Anything. Oh, God.
John Wesley Dobbs, right?
Let me go back up where you were. Yeah, this shit crazy.
So
That shit.
by him getting a significant amount of African Americans to start voting, that's when they were able to get the street lights on. So he was considered as the unofficial mayor of Atlanta.
I don't think the streetlights had anything to do with the goddamn voting power that he was doing. I didn't read that. I read that the voting was before the streetlights. Streetlights was the last thing on his bucket list.
Yeah. So, and then also, if you look him up, Henry McNeil Turner. Now, Henry McNeil.
Craig said she's a little slow. Why y'all wasting time on her? We're not wasting time on her. She's part of a panel, and it was her turn to talk. But I already know she's slow firsthand. She said, "Hey, I don't mind, bro. I can't blame you. You said you're done when she's done, but I can't blame you coming back because she is dumb. But I try to warn you, like she's bad. She's really bad."
Turner was not originally from Georgia. He was from South Carolina. However, he was an archbishop. He was a civil rights.
Now, okay, so how the hell how are they more important than Dr. King? And Dr. King was the face of the whole movement. That was weird. Like he's sitting there discussing with Lyndon Baines Johnson directly.
Activists, before Dr. King, before all of them. Okay.
Now remember, she mentioned these guys because they're supposed to be more important, more impactful. And she mentioned the guy who ran the hair salon. The guy was a barber.
So he was one of the bishops that said, well, we need our own God, and God should be black. So before Elijah
Oh my God.
Muhammad, before Clarence 13 as Allah, before Noble Drew Ali, he was one of the first for all of them from Georgia. He was from Henry McNeil Turner. Now, Henry McNeil Turner.
Yeah, I can't believe nothing she's talking about. Yeah, she mentioned everybody from Georgia. Henry. There we go. Gosh, I picked the wrong goddamn name. There we go. Oh boy. Yeah, this dude was yo. Is she okay? This dude died before the Dr. King civil rights movement even started. This dude died in 1915. He was part of the Frederick Douglass civil rights movement. Oh my God, this chick is crazy, yo. But you gotta hear it because she's the biggest hater of FBA. And we can't get none of these folks passes. You gotta see her, you gotta hear her voice. So when you see her again, you be like, okay, nah. You can't infiltrate our spaces.
Was not originally from Georgia. He was from South Carolina. However, he was an archbishop. He was a civil rights activist, before Dr. King, before all of them. Okay.
Man, he was a civil rights activist in 1968, 1966, man. That's 100 years before Dr. King. And she said he was more impactful, more important. That was her words.
So he was one of the bishops that said, well, we need our own God, and God should be black. So before Elijah Muhammad, before Clarence 13 as Allah, before Noble Drew Ali, he was one of the first to say God is a black man.
Okay.
I think not to cut you, did he write that book, God of the Oppressed People? There's a book like that out there.
She ain't gonna know.
I would have to check into that. I don't.
Of course, she ain't gonna know, but she gonna act like she know who the hell he is. Hey, fam, let's get the lights up. We've been behind the whole duration of the live stream. Thank you.
I'm not sure, but I would have to check into that. I don't want to give you the wrong information. Say I.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But I do know that.
You don't know if he wrote a book or not?
Again, he was a bishop. He was a higher bishop at that, and he came up with that concept. It's so many lists of names that I can think of. It's so many.
You mentioned 3 or 4, and none of them were more impactful than Dr. King. So yeah, you wild.
List of them that I could just put out there. So, but the whole point is, and also Booker T. Washington, and W.E.B. Du Bois.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know that W.E.B. Du Bois was a professor at Atlanta University. Okay. He was from Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay, I want you to remember what she said to start it off.
Hosts of African Americans that made a contribution, especially you now look at the origins, you now realize where this is coming from, right? And you right, like Dr. King. Dr. King had
Listen to her claim.
Made a lot of contribution, but guess what? There's so many hosts of African Americans that made a contribution, especially where I'm at, but they don't get the recognition that they deserve. The main person that would give recognition here from Atlanta when it comes to like civil rights and major history is Dr. King. And Dr. King have done great things, but there has been a lot of people that done a lot more.
Okay,
that's what she said. She said a lot more. She didn't say contribute. She said did a lot more, and nobody you named did a lot more.
Name some.
Okay, so I can give you name. You got the Bronner brothers.
Now I hope somebody challenged her that she said they did a lot more.
And also Booker T. Washington, and W.E.B. Du Bois.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know that W.E.B. Du Bois was a professor at Atlanta University. Okay. He was from Boston, Massachusetts. He came down here to the South. All right. Now he came from a middle class family. He didn't know much about racism because he ain't never really experienced it. You know what I'm saying? So he would, if you want to say, he was kind of privileged. You know, same way with Dr. King. Dr. King came from a middle class family. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't really had to deal with racism like that until he got involved in civil rights activism. Right.
Yeah.
So when he started getting involved in activism, he started really seeing what was going on. And there's a lot that people don't know about Dr. King.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? The Poor People Campaign. You know what I'm saying? So, and going back to what I was stating about W.E.B. Du Bois, yeah, he started off as, you know, having a house Negro mentality or whatnot. But he was also one of the founder of the NAACP, which he ended up leaving because, you know, a dispute that he done had. So then he started focusing on Pan-Africanism. At one time, he and Marcus Garvey wasn't getting along.
Yeah.
He wasn't getting along with Garvey. He wasn't even getting along with Booker T. Washington. Because Booker T. Washington was more focused on do for self, you know, group economics. That was his main focus. Whereas Du Bois said, we can't just do for self. We gotta get involved in politics. We gotta try to integrate. And that's where they start bumping heads. You know what I'm saying? And so then he was bumping head with Garvey because Garvey was inspired by Booker T. Washington, which one of the reasons why he came to America, because he wanted to meet him. But by the time he touched down, Mr. Washington had passed away. So that broke his heart. So he ended up going to New York.
Oh boy, here goes the Garvey revisionary part of her rant.
And he started learning from people like Hubert Harrison, Duce Ali.
Yeah, but talk about how Hubert Harrison despised Garvey and called him a charlatan and scammer. Talk about that.
Just to name a few individuals that inspired him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he let them down when he started the whole scam thing. He let those people down that he said inspired him. Booker T. Washington would have kicked Garvey in his face had he learned about the ships, the steamships, like steamships. Cause I heard that Garvey wanted to do a school, something like Umar.
So yeah, so Du Bois ended up started studying about Pan-Africanism. He started going to the Pan-African conference out there in London. You know what I mean? So over the period of time, he started changing his perspective about things. He started seeing things for what they really were, and he
like what
he went from being a conservative or conservatism to become.
How do you be
Somebody that's more like liberal, but more into African philosophy, African principle. So he ended up moving to Ghana and he died.
Right. So where was his works in America? Like how successful was he in America with the Pan-Africanism? So here's the truth. W. Du Bois, he had those thoughts before he left America, but he prioritized his activism. He understood that the civil rights movement was priority. So he fought there, and then when he felt like he did enough, he took his ass to Ghana somewhere and practiced Pan-Africanism, a more realistic version of it than Marcus Garvey.
You know, so he passed away. He lived there, but he had passed away in Ghana. So the whole point I'm saying is it's a lot of things that when it comes to Black history that has not been uncovered. So we've been taught selective information when it comes to Black people, you know what I'm saying, especially in the mainstream. So it's like the same names we hear over and over again that's being regurgitated to us. But it's like, well, what about the rest of those who were behind these individuals or who have made a contribution?
Yeah, but you didn't name nobody. You named the same people that people talk about. Garvey, W. Du Bois, you said Booker T. Washington. You're saying the same regurgitated names.
To these causes, to these movements. You know what I'm saying? And I'm currently looking up information about Claudia Jones. Claudia Jones was one of the people that was a part of the Communist Party. Right?
Sweeta Marie.
I think we're
hold on. We got Pinky Wells in the building. We got Shah Sun, always arguing. We got Bernice Brass. We got Jesse Paris, aka Shay, and Kruma. We got Superior Minds. We got Breeze Omega, we got Flack, we got Keith Lamont, we got who else? Miss D, 6 Women's Sports. We have WLLD Williams. I think it's Wild Williams, 454. Who else we got? We got Fred in the building, Southern Breeze. We have we need the lights. We got Smoke One in the building. We got the family here. We got Puddin. He said that they said she's reaching, of course. So if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you're new and you're FBA, say that so you can get your lineage wrench. If you're new and you're a supporter of FBA, say that. Okay, I see Sharon T in the building. All right.
Diaspora conflict could possibly come from is, like the brother Mike said, is a lack of education.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it is.
So what you're saying right now, like you're running down names and a little bit of the history of African Americans.
Right.
I want to ask you what people from the Caribbean, contributed to
One
our
Nation in the
salvation,
building,
if you will.
Our
you
real
guys
life
spoke
TV.
Let's cut you off.
She was about to go
son, you are
yeah, she was going. I know, but just to add on to that, because diaspora, we got to remember what it entails as well. Is those again, as we said earlier,
Matt, Wayne, peace to you.
The ones they call
Still
Latinos
tripping,
as well
peace.
as part of the diaspora.
Yep.
Like
the Young Lords, right?
The Young Lords.
Wait,
and
what? Yeah, okay. If all these folks part of the diaspora, all right, fine. You can have those folks. That's what we got delineated. Yeah, game about to lump us up with all these guys. These are the people.
You also have the when there was conflict in Haiti and DR.
We got the first super chat in like 3 weeks in the building. Jake Time, $10. One day closer to New Jerusalem. FBA, peace, man. Love and family to you. I'm American Aboriginal. RR Realize TV. Yeah, that's good enough. Kendra Jegna says peace and reparations, Ron. Peace, reparations to you guys. Love the lineage. So as a result, love my family. Will, yes, you're on the building. Shah son just don't know how to behave, man.
With the president at the time through Hilo,
He keeps trying to push this African shit. Now, Shah son called in before. Let me see if he'll admit it now. Let me put this link in the for Shah son. Now he's one of those guys that can't stop talking. He can't answer direct questions. He's a let me finish guy. I'm not done. I'm not finished. So let me go ahead and put that in there for Shah son. Smoke signal. Let me I'm thinking smoke signal is FBA. Everybody like the video, subscribe, notification button, bell. So y'all can pull up when I'm live. Hopefully I talk to that Pan-Africanist tonight.
They had the three.
We got Fabrication Unlimited 1. Penitentiary since 1925, but was released and exiled from the U.S.
Sisters, the Maribel sisters.
We got Miss D, 6 Women's Sports says, we were never a part of diaspora. Africans have their diaspora, Caribbean has theirs, and we have our own. Yeah, I agree.
Those who was fighting against injustice that were taken out.
And that was in DR or Haiti?
In DR. Because
The
they were
Maribel sisters.
Yeah, the Maribel sisters, 3 sisters. Something like a butterfly, something like that. Yeah, she.
So we got some more lineage, super chat love, Miss D, 6 Women's Sports, $1.99. Appreciate you. We got Beretta Scott King in the building. B1 to my FBA family. Salute to you. Okay, so we got Shah. We got Shah son in the building. All right, are you ready to answer questions without being long with it and saying, let me finish?
And if you're gonna let me, I know you don't like letting me talk, but I ain't really
Say
come up
again?
here. I said, if you're gonna let me, I know you don't like letting me talk, but I ain't really come up here to argue though, Ron.
Who said you came up here to argue? And then we say let you talk. I mean, this ain't the talk show. Like we're on topic, and I threw the link out there.
Like you asked me a question.
Right, but it has to be you got to answer the question. It can't be a let me finish.
Yeah,
but can you try a little harder? Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back.
Wait, can you go back to why you called me up here? Because I wasn't preaching. I wasn't pushing African in the chat. Somebody.
Nah, I want to revisit. I just want to revisit. I didn't even read that. I just want to revisit something we talked about. I wanted to see if you updated your research. 'Cause I understand a lot of people are trying to recall what they learned 30 years ago, right? And they're trying to compare notes with somebody like myself who's just read about it yesterday. So it's like yesterday research compared to 30 years ago, what you could recall and remember. That's not like a fair exchange of information. Like we're not sharpening each other up with that gap. So now, when it comes to the African slave trade, let's say you updated your information. Okay, so people were bought and sold, right?
Sure.
Huh?
Sure.
I don't know if it's your low or it's me. All right.
Said
It
sure.
might be you.
You hear me? I said
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, I
Sure.
can hear you
Sure.
better now. Okay, cool. So are you aware of some of the buyers? Like where they from? Or what countries they're from? Some of the buyers.
You mean by his as far as like Africans?
Like we were sold, right? The people in the diaspora, they were sold, right? So who were some of their buyers? Like who was their large buyers? Like who was buying the most? What?
You got the British, you got the Spanish, you got the Portuguese, you
Right.
got
So a bunch of Europeans, you could say were largely the buyers, right?
as it pertains to America.
Yeah, of course. Diaspora. Okay, the transatlantic slave trade. So who was largely the sellers?
The sellers?
Yeah. You got buyers, you got sellers.
I would say the Portuguese.
So Portuguese were selling us to, so Europeans were selling us to Europeans.
Yeah, after the fact, as far as America goes. Because you got to see
Okay.
the Portuguese set up shop in places like Angola. You do know that, right?
Okay. Before we start doing that, I don't know what time, what time period you on?
I'm not doing nothing. I'm just saying, like,
All
I'm
right.
telling
I
you.
mean, because like now you sound real dumb right now. All right.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, okay. So let's slow down because
You
you ain't
sound
about
like you
to
don't
let
know. You
me.
sound like you sound ignorant. So
Well, okay.
so
What? Okay. Shit. No. You know what? You want to share your screen?
share
Okay.
my screen. What? You can pull it up. If
Oh,
I'm
no.
lying about anything.
No. Okay. I just asked you. Well, if I share my screen, it's going to say largely it was African selling us, like the Dahomies, Queen of Zinga, Ghana.
I'm not.
Okay.
Okay.
I just asked you. I just asked you largely. Okay. Can you hear? Are you that dumb? I asked you largely who are the buyers,
Why you
who
keep
were the
calling me out my
sellers.
name, bro?
Okay.
Context, brother.
I gotta mute you. I just asked the guy largely who were the buyers. He said the Europeans without any question. I said, well, all right, well, largely who were the sellers? You said it was the Europeans again. So let's go back. Largely who were largely who were the buyers? Europeans or Africans?
Again, context, man. You gonna let me talk or no? Because I could just
No,
leave.
no. I'm not gonna let you
Suck
talk.
my
Just answer the
dick,
question.
you suck my dick. You
Wait, are you? Yeah, unmute yourself, man. Nobody even can hear you, bro. Your microphone is
Yeah,
terrible.
I said suck my dick. That's what I said, you bitch ass nigga.
All right. Okay. Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah, and your daughter's a bitch.
Okay. All right. So, well, I just reported you to Zoom. So good luck hopping on somebody else's Zoom. Okay. I just reported your dumb ass to Zoom as a troll, my boy. So you're gonna have a hard time hopping on future Zoom panels in the future. Okay, so let me block you. And yo, he has 1,000 Shy Son names. You can block one, and you're gonna come. He's gonna put like 1,000 more in there to block. Okay, so just a dumb dude, and like, yeah, who's dumber, him or the woman that was on the screen? Like that got to be his twin sister. Yo, let me show you Shy Son twin sister right here. This dude said Europeans were buying and selling us. And look, I said, hey, share your screen. Like, show us where you got this from. So I just wanted to expose him from everybody. Like, this is why the chat don't like this guy. Like, he's just a terrible guy. And then he used foul sexual language to another guy. Like, really? Yo, I haven't used that type of language. I'm not joking. I haven't used that type of language to another man since like my early 19, no, late 19, late teens, early 20-year-old type stuff. Like before I knew better. This guy. All right. He sounds Latino. He just might be.
like I'm saying they were against because we don't want to make it only civil rights, because you gotta remember
it's multiple things. I was just using that as an
yeah,
example.
go ahead, do your thing. So go ahead, you may continue. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you good.
Yeah, the Mandalorian, like you could tell he's one of those guys that's usually at the park by himself under like a little covering, and he just sitting there just blowing all type of drugs, all type of white drugs.
So as far as the Caribbeans, we you got people like Stokely Carmichael,
yeah,
right, who was originally from Trinidad. But he came here at a young age. You got Dr. Eric Williams, who, the author of Capitalism and Slavery.
Yeah.
Okay? You know what I'm saying? You got, he will be considered as Caribbean, but he's technically from South America. And that is
Let's be honest, ma'am. Are these folks joining our movement, or are they starting their own movement and they're making way with it? You feel me? Like let's stop being retarded. They're joining our movement and they're helping us signal boost the message. So I don't know how people get credit for the movement we started. That's like rap. That's like our anything, our dress code, our slang. How do you join our shit and then lay claim of it? How do you join the way we use black as a proper noun, and now you're black? Like it sounds crazy. So a handful of thorough riders of the Caribbean join outside of Garvey, join our activism, right? Make some good noise. And now they become the pioneers of it. Like that's the problem. That's the problem right there. That's why like we just can't allow people to join. Like, yo, get in the back. Like just hold up, banners and shit. But this is it. This is why we cannot let them join. 2 folks would join when we got our reparations, right? It's almost going to be signed. 3 Africans could say, "Yeah, man, get it signed," and 1 Jamaican, and those 4 non-FBAs will go down as the reason why we got reparations. Yo, they tried so hard to make a movement that we started since 63, all the way to 1968, and still going. And they will consider Shirley Chisholm, who just joined the end of it, Carmichael, a very insignificant role he played. And these folks will be seen as just as great as Dr. King or Frederick Douglass or Booker T or A. Philip Randolph. Like they're right there. Like, yo, what are we doing, man? Yo, we gotta stop. We gotta stop the cats. Yeah, they crowbarring. It's like, yo, y'all killing it, because now we just want y'all just to be at this point, we just want you to be a number in the crowd. Hey, just wear a shirt, get in the crowd, and don't say nothing. Just wave when we say wave, but no microphones. Like going forward, we want y'all to have a microphone when it comes to representing our ideas. Like now, I don't mind you guys sharing it on your platforms and signal boosting, but when we start to speak in front of those that matter on these certain forums, no microphones, just support and numbers. That's it. Because you'll get all the credit and you're just parroting what we're saying. Now Carmichael and Shirley Chisholm, and she just named some guy from South America that wrote a goddamn book. He wrote a book, she said. What's his name?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? You got, he's not he would be considered as Caribbean, but he's technically from South America, and that is Walter Rodney. Walter Rodney, who wrote how Europe undeveloped Africa.
So he wrote a book, and he becomes part of what? This is ridiculous. Guyanese, and he had died in the car bomb. He was a Guyanese historian, political activist, and academic. His notable works include How Europe Undeveloped Africa, first published in 1972. He was assassinated. Oh, he never even made it to the United States. Yeah, so like, what does this guy got to do with us? Yeah, yeah, she goes out her way to ask Google, what? Let me give anybody the credit. And she gonna downplay Dr. King and upplay Walter Rodney. All right, cool. I get it. I get it. I see where we're going now.
And like I said, Claudia Jones.
Hey, anybody see a Shah Sun sighting? Just block him. As soon as you see him, he's gonna have 1,000 names, and they're all gonna either have Shah in it or Sun. It'd be like Shah Donuts, Shah Coffee, Sun McDonald's. It's gonna just always have Shah. Or this dude is nuts. But if anybody see him in the chat, block all of his names. Weird dude, right?
She was Caribbean. You know what I mean?
So what?
So
what's your point?
Yeah,
Isn't Ivan Van Sertima from the Caribbean?
Caribbean, yeah, Ivan Van Sertima, yeah.
Yeah, he's from South America. Yeah, you know, South America, Guyana.
Oh, guess who else is
well, what's the point?
Farrakhan.
And Malcolm X.
Well, no, Malcolm X was born in America. His mother is from Grenada.
Grenada.
Yeah, and his father was from Alabama or somewhere like that.
Malcolm X, and I think.
Keep in mind, say, yo, name ones who actually fought with our people, not wrote books and gave a lecture. Where's the fighters? Right, yeah. But look, I'm letting her go because Walter Rodney wrote a good book. He did. He was an activist in Guyana, which I salute. Like he's over there becoming, or trying to become the Dr. King of his homeland, which we respect. You dig? We want them to be productive and fight in their homelands. And you know what I mean? And then when we link up with them, it'll all make sense. We don't even mind the Stokely Carmichaels, the Shirley Chisholms that want to fight, help us fight. It's like, all right, cool. It dig, but there's other stuff that's like, it's just wild. It's just wild. But as soon as Shirley Chisholm got voted into Congress in 1968, what did she do? She dropped the activist bullshit and immediately start to help funnel more immigrants to the country. So it's like now she's all pro-immigration now. It's like, yeah, see, that's the problem. How is that helping us? That's the problem, Shirley Chisholm. It wasn't like she's down and, I'm going to keep fighting for civil rights because civil rights wasn't over in 1968. I told you about Soul City about 10 years afterwards. And we see what happened with the war on drugs and mass incarceration, stop and frisk, 94 crime bill, all these things that happened afterwards. So, like, we're still in the fight. But Shirley Chisholm, she like, hey, man, I got where I had to be. Now let me help these immigration laws and these illegals get into the country. And I'm good. Yeah, so we don't want to talk about that part. We don't want to follow up what happened afterwards.
Farrakhan isn't it? I don't want to be wrong. Correct me. It was St. Kitts, something like that. One of those islands. Well,
same.
Charlie
I think
Shaw.
his family, yeah, they said his family from West Indies somewhere.
Cleary T. Dimensions.
That's from. It's a mixture. We all.
But
we
yeah, I
all
want to run it down.
understand
Let's keep talking about it. Like, so what other Caribbean people contributed to, what we see today? All this freedom that our people seem to take for granted.
Like I say, it's a long list. I can't name everyone off the top of my head, but the ones that I named, they made their contribution. They played their part. You know what I'm saying? Through writing history. Oh, and Antonin Furman, who was Haitian. He was an anthropologist, and he also written a book about the equality of human races, which was written in French.
So we've got a Haitian writing a book in French about something that had nothing to do with us, and somehow he's tied into it. This is ridiculous.
That book came out around 1882.
You know who we're forgetting? Carlos Cooks.
Yes, that's another Carlos Cooks. I think, was he the one that found the African Liberation Day or something?
Right. Black Dr. Phil said, I go by who built institutions that's significant in FBA history, like Booker T. Watson and Mary McLeod Cookman, Tuskegee and Bethune Cookman, FBA words, 50,000 U.S. patents. Right. Like, come on, like all this book right here. Yo, yeah, those who are regulars here, y'all know I feel about these damn books. That's all they do. That's all Pan-Africans do is hold up a damn book they wrote. Like, yo, let me show you something, man. That's all they do is show books. Like, yo, so what? You wrote a damn book. And it's about the same thing. It's like Booker T. Washington, 9th edition. Marcus Garvey works and philosophies and quotes, the 21st edition. But yo, how many times can you rewrite these guys' histories? Kwame Ture, Second Chance at Pan-Africanism, volume 75. It's like, yo, won't y'all really do some great works like Black Dr. Phil said. Yeah. Let me show you this. Let me show you this foolishness. Let me show you this foolishness. It's all they do. I seen this yesterday. I was just laughing like, dude, you. All right, hold on. I was laughing so hard yesterday. It's like, what is your point? Let me find this video. Let me find this video. Oh, right there, I got it. Hilarious, yeah. Let's look at this. It's all they do. You're welcome. God damn, get to it. All right, hold on. Shit. Right here. Look at this. Oh, shit, my screen fucked up. Look at this. For what? Why you gotta show all those books? What does that prove? All those books. It's all they do. Appeal to authority. Appeal to my books. Who cares? You got 1,000 books behind you, man. You're wrong still.
I'm not too sure.
That's a good one. You're taking it.
There was somebody who found African Liberation Day. Maybe I could be wrong, but But yeah, Carlo Cooks.
What was he,
What's the
Dominican?
brother's name? He wrote the Medu Neter book. I mean, what's his name?
Ramen Nefer.
Yeah, Nefer. Yeah, he's from Panama originally.
Yeah.
So he wrote a book about Egypt. All right, she just saying regular shit. She just saying random shit now. People who just wrote books in general, she just lumping up into our fight.
What's been taught to them, and we gotta remember the people that are back on the island or in the continent of Africa. It's what's being told to them about the black man, the black people in America.
Okay, so now here's the justification and excuses why they hate us. This is ridiculous. But now look, now he's going to justify why folks from the diaspora in Africa hate us or say terrible things about us. But then they'll act traumatized when they hear the word booty scratcher.
We're started based on people's experiences with a particular group or individual.
Right.
So they conflate them. Like, I know growing up, I used to be made fun of being Haitian because my last name. Once they hear it, they're like, "Oh my God, Haitian booty scratcher," and all that stuff.
Oh boy, here go the booty scratcher lie. Yeah, this is just okay. So you were called a booty scratcher at the age of 7. Okay, continue.
And then, I started fighting. It's always a fight, but I never took it to heart where I grew up and became bitter. Whereas some people from other groups, they take those experiences and they grow up and become bitter, and they say, "You know what? My parents were right about what they said about these people."
Oh, wait a minute. Your parents were right? So you were called a name as a result. You feel me? You were called a name after you believed what your parents said about us. Right. So you were called names as a defense. We called you names because of what your parents said about little guy. Hey, family, like they don't even get what they're saying. Bro, so you're saying before you got to the country, your parents told you about your classmates, about little goddamn kids. Your parents told you to separate, delineate from other little kids because they're no good, they're criminals, and all type of propaganda that y'all claim y'all got from that country. But listen what you're saying, though. You're saying you got it from your parents, and you're comparing that shit to little kids.
Bitter. But I never took it to heart where I grew up and became bitter. Whereas some people from other groups, they take those experiences and they grow up and become bitter, and they say, "You know what? My parents were right about what they said about these people." And as I got older, even when younger, I used to listen and be like, "You know what? It's not their fault that they saying these things. It's what's been taught to them." And we gotta remember the people that are back on the island or in the continent of Africa, it's what's being told to them about the black man, the black people in America. So they already come in with these prefixes in their mind already.
Good. I need that clip. I need it
to be prejudiced.
I need it.
And that from there, with these prefixes in their mind, the black man, the black people being told it's what's been taught to them. When younger, I used to listen and be like, "You know what? It's not their fault that they saying these things. It's what's been taught to them." And we gotta remember the people that are back on the island or in the continent of Africa, it's what's being told to them about the black man, the black people in America. So they already come in with these prefixes in their mind already to be prejudiced. And that from there it just keeps on going. So I think it reinforces the credit.
Right.
When younger, I used to listen and be like, "You know what? To be prejudiced." And that from there.
Okay, so family, which scenario make more sense? Which scenario makes more sense? That they're being called African booty scratcher, Haitian booty scratcher for no reason. Kids just attacking them, or they're coming here, like you said, their parents are taught to hate us before they come to America, the shores. They come to America and their parents tell them to stay away from Foundation Black Americans because they ain't shit, basically. They're losers. We're degenerates. We're drug dealers. And then when we try to play with them at 7, 8, 9 years old, they're being standoffish. Or they look us up and down, or they might even say it. "Move out my way, Akata. My mom said don't talk to you." So then one of us be like, "All right, what the hell with you, African booty scratcher?" Like that sounds like the scenario. He just said that they believe this before they even come to the country as adults. And adults are training, brainwashing their kids. It ain't the white man. It ain't the white man. It's parents. It's African parents brainwashing. All right, my internet cut out. My fault. My internet cut out. Let's get back. Okay, so he admit that it ain't the white man brainwashing these kids. It is their own parents. Their own parents is shitting on us. Kids. We have no story of our parents saying, don't hang around Nigerians or anybody. Our parents don't talk like that, but they admit that that's what they're being taught. And then they act surprised when they get called a name for such disgusting behavior.
It
Three
just
in peace.
keeps on going. So I think it reinforces
Intuitively wise.
the credit. Yeah.
Right. Intuitively wise. And their excuses, none of them make any sense. So that's why, we stay on top of them. Pause.
Right. I mean, and you're right about that. And also, it's here in America because we can see the conflict between the North and the South. And don't nobody want to talk about that. Don't nobody want to talk about the conflict.
Hey, yo, she sounds so stupid. But again, it's always, look, their whole philosophy is to give a pass to Africans, their dirty behavior, their nasty thoughts, their brainwashing they do to each other about us. But when it comes to us, it's just our fault. But look at the North and South. Look what are you talking about, North and South? Ain't no North and South. That's what you talking about.
Between the North and the South that's been going on for a long time.
Like what?
You know what I'm saying? And that mentality,
I don't understand it, but
yeah, that mentality stems from the Europeans because if you look at the history of the Civil War, why do you think the Civil War really started? The Civil War was started because because who was going to have position of power? That's what it all about. It was all about who going to have position of power as far as federally. So they were fighting amongst each other. So the Northerners want the whole power of this land, and then the Southerners wanted the whole power of this land. So at one time,
what are you talking about? The South was seceding. They were seceding. Like, hey, yo, y'all go do y'all, we gonna do us. The South were delineating. What are you talking about?
It was United States and it was Confederate States of America. So it was two different Americas, right? But
nope. It was one America. There's another people trying to secede. They never seceded. So it's always one America. Are you bugging?
These individuals, they were fighting for power and they was in conflict with each other. So
each other's, right? Each other with an S, right?
So that mentality that you see Black people have towards one another, especially the whole North and versus the South, that come from them. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, so she, I mean, this is again just dumb as a bat. Just dumb as a bat. Conflict with the North and South, made up a reason, and then said, yeah. So those Southerners that was with the South Confederates, they adopted that mentality. It's like it's all about us. And it's funny because those Black Southerners, they fought for the Union. They armed up and they pulled up on those Southern whites.
So at one time I read some information. I can't think of the name of the book.
Of course you can't.
But I was reading.
It's always a book.
As I was reading information during the Great Migration period, when African Americans left the South and to migrate to Detroit.
Yeah.
The people in Detroit, Black people in Detroit, told the Black Southerners, please do not sit on your front porch. Please do not act this way. Do not walk around with your overalls on in Saturday.
Hey, ma'am, what they got to do with a grown adult teaching their kids to hate what do they got to do with grown Africans, foreigners, teaching their kids to hate Foundation Black Americans? What the hell they got to do with that? Overall, they don't sit on the porch. What they got to do with that? See that guy over there? Don't hang around. He's degenerate. He's a loser. I'm thinking she's going to say that.
because they was trying to be more conservative during that. This was the 30s and 40s. They were trying to be more conservative, and they thought that the blacks from the South were not as conservative or not as intelligent. And that mentality still stem on to this day.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? We get picked on.
Yeah, sure. We got northern, so there's diaspora wars and there's northern and southern wars. Okay.
Because of our accent. Because of the fact that we have a southern accent, we get picked on by people up north. And I don't mean to marginalize, especially those from New York. They pick on us. They make fun of us.
No. You come to the, but first of all, stop. Like she's like over exaggerating. No difference. Somebody from North comes to the South, and we be all proper. They're like, you sound proper. You from the North? Like nobody really is offended and be traumatized like African booty scratcher. Those folks claim to be. Like again, I told you, this woman right here is like she worships Africa. She worship Africans and Caribbeans, and she hates FBA, man.
Like, oh, y'all sound slow down here. Y'all don't sound as intelligent. Y'all sound retarded. Y'all sound this, that, and other.
Yeah, stay away
get
from
clowned on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
when did we ever say, you know what? Those Southerners, stay away from them. Like, stop it.
So they talk about us more than we talk about them. But in our mind, we think, well, wait a minute, y'all sound strange. Y'all sound weird.
She's extra country,
you know what I'm
saying.
So that
Hotep Quisha needs to be walking around with a football helmet. Her name, quote, Nisha.
that's the conflict that's going on. You know what I mean? And it's always been that conflict. So we can't really sit up here and talk about. We're not in a position to talk about, oh, the Haitian, I mean, not the Haitian people, the Caribbean people don't like us, or the African people don't like us, when we don't even like each other.
We all been played with.
Ma'am, you just made that shit up. We don't like each other. You literally made that up.
Mentally.
Huh?
We all been played with psychologically. The game.
Haitian guys, shut up.
Right.
Yeah, it all stems from white supremacy.
Oh boy, the boogeyman. It goes back down to the boogeyman. The person who has nothing to do with nothing gets all the blame for how Africans believe about us prior to coming here.
Like, what side of town you from? Like, let's say if you from the south side or you from the north side, oh, this person from the south side don't fool with this person from the north side because such and such, or this person or the east side don't mess with the west side because of such and such. So we still got that internal conflict right then and there. We can't even get past that.
Crab in a bucket mentality. That's what I'm saying. They're not furthering themselves. This is why education plays a major part. And
who's not furthering who's self? What are you talking about, man?
I don't only mean education through academics.
Right.
It's doing the research.
They all
being taught at home, because hate is taught from home.
Exactly.
So a lot of these things we've seen online, it's foolish. It's people. To me, I think the loudest one is given the platform, and people believe that loudest one that goes in there and speaks that nonsense. Mm-hmm. You understand? And I don't respect anybody that's kicking that hate. I don't respect it. I don't, because at the end of the day, when it comes, say theoretically, if a race war ever does break out, where are you gonna stand?
Oh my God! Now the race war question. Oh boy.
Exactly.
Like I always question them, but what you gonna do? You gonna run around these Europeans that if ever that happens, they will not accept you,
brother. If there's a war, it's going to be you with white supremacy against us. Like we already know, it's just us.
And a lot of, as Ron said, it comes from colonialism, slavery. Because what?
Oh boy. Okay.
Because what was passed down, even disciplining our children with whips, that's a slavery thing. To me, I get it. People like to discipline their children, but even that, where does that come?
Yeah, I guess they're woke. They're woke. Like this is a tether conference.
From. Yeah, I gotta whip you. See, so to get you in order.
So to bring it back,
I got a view on it. But
go ahead, Ron.
Bring it back to diaspora wars on the internet. What's actually going on? I think that a lot of the people on the internet aren't self-educated. Well, educated based on self-knowledge.
Oh boy, self-knowledge. I mean, bro, that ain't. By him saying self-knowledge, he really didn't say shit. Like, what the hell is self-knowledge?
So they don't really know. Like a lot of the people that are on the internet are, they're really negative and
Right. They're just dumb, and they got Androids and they got ChatGPT, but they don't use it. They're just dumb. They just don't know shit. And we just need 3 tethers to educate all FBAs. Sure.
They like to spew a lot of hate because they have their own personal issues and they want to take it out on someone. So they're going to pick a subject, right? So they're going to pick a subject like those African people over there or those African Americans or whatever the case may be. And, you know, they're blind, deaf, and dumb anyway. So therefore, this is what we're going to see online in these diaspora war circles.
Exactly.
I think with us talking about it, we should be a beacon of like light information to give people, you know, when they want to really hear something that's of value, you know, some real education. Like, but it's gonna go on, and it's been going on for years, right? Before the internet even hit, because you got you know, they're always you know, bad apples in a bunch. Somebody's trying to stir something up because their life isn't going the way it
So now it's an individual thing. Like somebody FBA ain't get hired, so we want to blame the whole continent. We want to blame the whole diaspora. Sure. That's why I invited him to pull up and you know, repeat all these crazy arguments to a real FBA.
They want it to go.
Exactly.
So they're gonna pick a subject. They're gonna have something negative to do or get into, you know. So I think that's a lot. You know, I think that our platform should get really loud in this space and basically shut things down. And that's what I'm trying to do online right now. Like even in certain comments, like another thing, you know, this is kind of off topic, but on
First class citizen.
I'm watching our people go on white media platforms as we normally do out throughout the years.
Lenara de Yuda.
Air out dirty laundry. So
yeah, what the hell is he talking about, bro? Let me fast forward this.
So, to kind of like, I don't want to say shut it down because that's not going to happen. I'm going to say
streets and Africans. Other day on TikTok, I see this thing called African drill music. As they put it, they like to call Black Americans a cod or whatsoever, but your children are partaking in that culture.
Man, ain't our culture. What are you talking about, man?
Pretty much us, you know,
taking part in that culture, like we are the degenerates, and your tether kids are take part in our degenerate culture. So if you stop doing that, like, dude, stop. Ain't nobody more degenerate than your goddamn homelands.
In that sense, when we as far as metaphorically speaking, right, we've been told that this is us, this is all that we have here, and that was it. But nobody taught us about our ancestral region.
Africa. And
if we did learn something, it was bits and pieces of information, and it was always something that was associated with negative concept or
ma'am, how about there's no great stories in Africa? Is that just possible? How about all y'all can talk about is Egypt? That's it.
Typical ideas, or you know what I'm saying, social stigmas. So we go along with say, okay, that's just what it is, because they say it's what it is. But once we start studying, we be like, wait, hold on, there's more to this. Wait a minute, where did this come from? Why did they even just pull this out the bucket and say this is what it is? And that's the problem. And as far as trying to wake people up and trying to enlighten them, that is after a while it becomes stressful. It becomes stressful, and it's like you just hit your head against the wall or something.
Yeah,
like
don't wake me up
to a brick wall. Because it's like you sound like a broken record, and you're not able to get no point across, because people are still going to have their mindset. They still going to believe whatever they want to believe. I see people going back and forth with those who call themselves
said these fake nerds don't know nothing about being Black at all. At all. Let me make you a mod. Get your lineage wrench. Let's go. Almost done.
Indigenous or Native American, whatever, right? It's like you can't break them down because they already got in their mind that this is who they are, right? There's people that going back and forth with the ADOS and the FBA trying to explain history information with them, but it's like you're really just getting into an argument with them because these people refuse to get away from or try to educate themselves. They just looking to argue. They looking for a reason to say something. And it
She's talking about us. It's never somebody else. It's always FBAs are the aggressor. We're the bitter ones.
becomes complicated because after a while you just give up. You say, okay, bump it. I just deal with those who are like-minded, or I just deal with those
Right. Talk to them folks over there. Leave us alone, and we'll leave you alone.
who want to learn. And it's only a few that wants to learn. The rest of them, you gotta let them sink.
Exactly.
That's how I feel at this moment.
Exactly. That's why as Ron said, it's important.
Right. Charlie Shaw said, what are we as Foundation Black Americans are supposed to concede to? That's what I asked, and they never have an answer. Right. Like, what are we? Yeah. Like, what are we conceding to? Like, yeah, you got it. Yeah, we were wrong. You were right. What? But maybe the Pan-Africanists later on today could tell us.
That we be the voice of reason.
Possibly later on today. We'll see if he's available.
Because even with that whole indigenous movement, by all means, I respect it. Reconnect, try to find the answers, because we all trying to find the answers, right? But don't weaponize it, because a lot of so-called Africans also mix. Exactly, musically, everything. Because again,
Why this dude name gotta be Ron? I'm about to change my name there.
Mixture from the diaspora to the continent.
It's historical, you know what I'm saying? So this is not something that just happened recently. It's been going on for a long time.
Well, this is why I don't understand it, because I'm from New York, right?
Right. And I'm not saying every New Yorker is like that. I'm not saying
no, of course not. What I'm saying is a lot.
Now you know that these are crazy people, because this is she's only tamed when she's speaking to other Pan-Africanists or foreigners. When she talks to somebody that identifies as FBA or ADOS, she is out of control. Let me give you an example. I just pulled her up, right? Hold on. Let me give you an example of how crazy this chick is. Out of control. Yeah, I ain't got it. I'll get to it.
A lot of people from New York are their ancestors are either from the Caribbean or from the South.
Yeah.
So this is why I don't really get it. And honestly, I think the root of it comes from Europeans, to be honest.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Exactly.
The Europeans had brainwashed us. We're dumb as hell in 2025. No, that's just you guys, man. How about that? Just you guys. You're just the dumb ones.
Exactly.
You know, I think it comes from like the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And
yeah, how do he come to these assessments? Like, dude, like, what are you looking at? What are you researching? What are you observing to come to these conclusions, dude? Like, what are you? This dude is all over the place.
I think that black folk follow suit, like they kind of like follow Europeans. Whatever they
we're
do.
just dumb,
and they get caught up into their whole world, and we start bickering and fighting over things that we wouldn't normally, you know what I mean, bicker.
And we got to add the element of colorism, the caste system. That plays a major part.
Oh my God, that right there is crazy on Europeans, but they seem to be the ones like popping out like every time I see it. You know.
Now, let me show you how psycho this woman is.
They were fighting against the British people to take over fighting against the Spanish people.
So he joined he's an immigrant. So okay,
but you can't. I'm not letting you off the hook on this one. I'm not letting you off the hook. I'm not letting you off the hook.
Woosah.
Nah, that's crazy. That's disrespectful, man. That's just downright disrespectful. What you just said. It's downright disrespectful.
I'm gonna read this right here.
I'll let you read it.
Okay, thank you, sis. It says, how much do Britain owe Jamaica? It doesn't say America. It doesn't say Haiti. It says, how much do Britain owe Jamaica? It says, what is the Caribbean Reparations Commission? Okay, not the Haitian, not the Black American, the Caribbean Reparations Commission. The CARICOM Reparations Commission is a regional body created to establish the moral, ethical, and legal case for the payment of reparations by the governments of all the former colonial powers and the relevant institutions of those countries to the nations and people of the Caribbean community, not Black African Americans, not Haitians, for the crime against it. So again, every Black country in the diaspora, we have our own country to sue, and that's the people who colonize us. So Jamaicans are going to sue Britain. The Haitians are going to have a claim against the French. And African Americans, our claim is with America. We all have our separate claims. So what Jamaicans are owed, Black Americans has nothing to do with that. We're not tied to that. It says the Caribbeans only. Haitians can't go to Britain and say, hey, I want some of that Jamaican money. That's not going to happen. Just like Jamaicans and Haitians can't come over here and say, hey, I want some of that reparation money y'all about to get. And we can't go to Haiti and say, hey, I want some of that. That can't happen. If you're not from the West Indies, you're not part of the CARICOM Reparations Commission. If you're not from America, you're not part of the ADOS and whatever stuff we got over here. And if you're not Haitian, you're not part of what they got going over there. Okay, so I just want to show that. So I was, the reason I'm showing this because I was explaining why we have these.
I can show you. I can show you my genetics. I can go to Ancestry.
I want to see. Well, then you better get your money. You better get your money in Jamaica then.
Nah, I mean it ain't about that, but again, it's all connected. That's the part that you fail to understand. It's not it was just a Jamaican business, it was just a United States business, or it was just Haitian. No, this was.
I forgot. So after you show that, I forgot to ask you about. Of course. Point.
And so also the Caribbean picked up on the Western culture too.
No, wait. No.
Yes. Pivotal role in Miami, but also the Bahamian people. That's from.
This is crazy. More race, all that stuff.
Slavery. Those in Latin America.
Who enslaved those in the Caribbean?
Hold on. The Europeans enslaved those people in the Caribbean.
But it wasn't the American Europeans, right?
People that enslaved our ancestors also enslaved them.
So what a lot of them try to do, they try to make a claim that America owes them reparations. So that's the new thing they're doing now. Like even Africa, they're trying to tie into America owes them something. Like now that they can't attach to our reparations claim anymore because it's lineage based. Now they're trying to say, man, we got a shithole country and it's America's fault. So we're going to sue America for reparations. Like that's where they're trying to go now. That's what shoots. That's the new argument, which is garbage.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I said, the next one I want to talk about diaspora wars and just drop jewels. Like you could talk about Haitians. I'll talk about, people from the Caribbean. And maybe Tiffany could talk about, I could talk about the Caribbean and North, and maybe Tiffany could talk about the people from the South.
Yes,
that contribute.
And I want to say one thing. Shout out to everyone in the continent of Africa. Shout out to everybody in the Caribbean and to Europe.
Hey, Tiffany.
You know what? Sister Soldier is one of the reasons why I got into this. And I got
it's got the feeling not like Sister Soldier.
Brighter than I am. You know what I'm saying? But there's quite a few women out there. You just have to browse. You have to browse and you have to
They're not talking that pseudo stuff though, right?
Yeah, but a lot of the women are caught up in the pseudo information and they're not way of commemorating and remember where I come from and what the information and the lessons were taught to me. So I just tried to just get it on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But 15-30% of them were Muslims. So that inspired me. I was like, okay, well, shoot, and there's different set of Islam that people don't know about. So when people hear about Islam,
we never know about it. Like we got to learn everything from Pan-Africanism.
They only focus on the negative aspect because of what's going on in those Middle Eastern countries and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But there's different set of Islam. There's different form of Sunni Islam that I didn't even know about. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
really? You didn't know about it?
I
The
didn't even
master
really know
teacher?
about Sufi Islam until I started looking into it. I was like, wow.
That's
You
a
know,
Master
metaphysical,
teacher
more
Tiff didn't know
metaphysical
about
aspect
these
of
things.
this.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it was so much I had to look into, you know, so it's a lot of information out there. I had to dig a little deep to really find out, well, what is it
Now,
about?
by the way, I spoke to her twice because the first time she was just out of control, crazy, no medicine, no Ritalin, no Adderall. The second time I begged her to take her medicine and she took a half a pill and she was a little better. But hold on. How's the family? How's the family? Kia Harris is in the building. Yeah, so we're gonna link up later on tonight. Hopefully, the Pan-Africanist reached back out to me. We can have that conversation with him. He's gonna be warning. He's gonna be all over the place. He's gonna be one of those shot some people. I'm not finished talking. Let me finish. It's gonna take him a million hours to answer a question just to avoid the follow-up question. Y'all know the trick. So with that, I'm gonna leave you guys with the outro, which is the FBA national anthem, and hopefully you guys pull up tonight. Hopefully we can speak to that guy. If not, we're gonna do Diaspora Wars Part 2. I got some other content on that. It's more tethers. Okay, but more disrespectful.
That show me subscribe. Make no mistake, we're the only black people and y'all that only eat rat, eat cat. That matter of fact, yo, black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks y'all from the slave, braiding the tax. Bitch. We built the foundation of innovations with groundbreaking. You ain't wanna get down now, you around hating, faking, with the lineage in and now the ground shaking. Someone say, FBA, we don't stop, we slap, we pray, we sick. Hey, hey, someone say, FBA, we don't slap, we slap, we pray, we sick. Make no mistake, we're the only black people and y'all the only eat rat, eat cat people. You ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, yo, black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Breaks. Put the foundation of innovations with groundbreaking. Y'all ain't wanna get down now, you around hating, faking, with the lineage eating now the ground shake. Once we don't we slave, we pray. We pray.